Hey guys, what's up? It's Carmela Maniac. If you're new to my channel, sit down, chill, and hang out with me for a little bit because today I'm going to be breaking down and reviewing Stateside with Zara Larsson by PINKPANTHERESS. This lady.
You look like $1,000,000. Now talk.
So this song is actually a remix of Stateside, a song by PINKPANTHERESS which was released in April of 2025, and it belonged to her mixtape called Fancy That. Now PINKPANTHERESS has released many remixes of this song specifically, and those remixes of Stateside make up part of her new remix mixtape, Fancy Some More, which was released in October of 2025. Now before we start, I just wanted to remind you guys to maybe hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, or vice versa, even if you don't agree with my take, because we can all agree to disagree. Hopefully. So just a teensy bit about PINKPANTHERESS before we start, because if I don't know the artist, I like to give a brief introduction so we get to know them better. Now PINKPANTHERESS' real name is Victoria Beverly Walker, and she is an upcoming British singer-songwriter and record producer. She has received and been nominated for multiple accolades, such as winning British Producer of the Year in 2026, as well as being nominated for Best Dance/Electronic Album for her mixtape called Fancy That at the Grammys in 2026. Now to talk about the actual song. So when I think of PINKPANTHERESS, I really didn't know much about her, but judging a book by its cover, I assumed she was just another female rapper. Boy, was I wrong. It turns out she's more of a singer than I thought she was. And in this song specifically, she is singing the entire song, basically.
Way at your bedside, I'm right next to you, I'm going stateside.
And after hearing this song and also the original Stateside, I understand completely why she was nominated for Best Electronic/Dance Album at the Grammys.
Be this way, all the boys out here, so what can I say? What can I do?
I really thought this song was going to be more like trap with rap, but I was definitely proved wrong. Don't judge a book by its cover, kids. Now, the first time I listened to this song, I was searching through this song with my ears for Zara Larsson's part, and I couldn't find it right off the bat because PINKPANTHERESS and Zara Larsson sound kind of similar. But Zara has a distinct quality that sets her apart from PINKPANTHERESS, and that is a beautiful flowing voice. Don't get me wrong, PINKPANTHERESS has a good voice too, although she uses mostly her head voice for the entire song, which doesn't mean she's bad. She ends up coming across very breathy, which actually fits the girl boss vibe of the song very well. The head voice she uses also ends up making her come across very nonchalant, like she doesn't care, but she ends up sounding good anyway. And by using her head voice, she's kind of playing into that like innocent, wide-eyed, playing dumb kind of vibe to be cute. And like I understand the effect and it works, but I'm also not that much of a fan of it. Her voice is also very straightforward, like she follows the melody note for note as it was written. She doesn't add much in terms of creativity like Zara would. But that's okay because the original of the song, for which these vocals were written, was very electronic influenced. And in electronic songs, its focus is usually the beat, so it's okay that her voice is a little bit more straightforward. It fits it well. This song is very electronic music influenced and therefore doesn't require a lot from PINKPANTHERESS.
What can I do? I'm trying to be the girl that you're talking to.
Now, Zara Larsson, on the other hand, has a really great fluid voice that sounds like water flowing over like really smooth rocks in a river, creating that really pretty ripple effect. And when she's singing melodies, it always seems like she's adding in notes in between her notes. And I love singers that are able to do that. Great examples of people who can do that are Beyonce and Tori Kelly.
My feelings on the plane, worries fade away when I hit the stage.
Zara's voice is perhaps my favorite part of this song, which I realize sounds a little bit messed up since this is a remix and not even the original song, but like literally my favorite part of this song is when Zara takes the second verse. The quality of her voice is almost Britney Spears-esque, and she's also backed by this 2000s electronic/pop beat, really making this sound like a girl boss song of the 2000s.
Kissing my Swedish boy over FaceTime. Oh no, opening up would make me.
And to top it off, at the end, Zara has a pretty obvious vocal run, which is the prettiest part of the song in my book. Like, all the instruments cut out let Zara shine right there. And it's not like this big vocal run, but it's an obvious vocal run. There's a lot of attention that is drawn to it, and it's pretty. And like I said, I really enjoy it, and it's quite possibly the best part of the song. I also really enjoyed where Zara had these kind of ad-libs, or the vocal version of an ad-lib, in between PINKPANTHERESS' vocals. Zara also had some really pretty harmonies that she would sing on top of PINKPANTHERESS here and there. And her pretty voice really elevated some of the more empty spots of the song.
What can I say? What can I do? I'm trying to be the
And her voice also thickened out those parts where she sang those harmonies and added more texture to PINKPANTHERESS' parts and the song as a whole. One thing I will say though is that there isn't that big of a difference between this remix and the original, aside from obviously Zara Larsson and like the actual foundation of the beat. Like, the beats are different in each song. In the original, we spend a lot of time with PINKPANTHERESS and her bass alone in a dark room. No, I'm just kidding. The original song, like I was saying, has a different beat and it has more of a drum and bass vibe to it, while this remix is a lot more straightforward with its beat, and like I said, sounds like a 2000s pop / electronic beat. And that's why Zara's really pretty flowy voice, which is like Britney Spears, fits really well into that mix. And I actually really like that drum and bass sound that PINKPANTHERESS has in her original song. So both songs have their pros and cons, and I think the remix was adapted really well to fit in Zara. Either way, Stateside with Zara Larsson ended up being a girl boss song, and I cannot be mad at that. Something easy to just throw on while you're getting ready to go out with the girls. And I love 2000s girl boss music like Britney Spears music, except we all know how that went. It went bad. So the fact that this song felt pretty heavily inspired by those types of songs was a definite plus in my book. I really enjoyed how Zara's voice took over in this song because her voice is so pretty, and I also really admire how they switched up the song to fit Zara into the song. So I'm gonna give this song an 8 out of 10 on the millimeter for Zara's voice, the 2000s beat, and the girl boss vibes.
like you wanted to. I'm flying intercontinental with you.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, or even if you didn't, agree to disagree, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know what you guys thought of Stateside with Zara Larsson by PINKPANTHERESS in the comments below. Keep listening, and I'll talk to you guys later. Did you subscribe yet?